I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
And they give those guys a little extra weight. Roger Craig, still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that. From 46 yards. He has that thing of getting those knees high and keeping the shoulders low. And he makes every team look like they're bad tacklers. Watch the way he gets that high knee action, keeps those feet going like two pistons. Then, at the same time that the knees are going high and keeping going, the shoulder can get low to take on a tackler.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me? Do you believe it? And here we go. Good morning. And yes, I am decked out in Carolina blue. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning, the wacky Wednesday edition, where we have on this day not one, but two bronze-sexual confessions. And my partner will be in here in less than 30 seconds if I can get to everything in time. But man, we are loaded for bear today. It's the wrong one. Dag nabbit. Hold on a second. I thought he'd be able to come in without the special granted access, but I have to grant him access. Oops. I forgot about that little thing. But like I said, we got a lot to get to today, including two bronze-sexual confessions. Yes, we have two of them. Stacy Piedrahita will come on at 9:35 to address a problem that I have often had, and that is my battle with caffeine. I still struggle with it to this day. I didn't think I would after I came out of the hospital, but I still struggle with it. She's along at 9:35. 10:05, we'll have Chris Dietz and the Summer of Greatness. And at 10:35, we welcome Stacy Purcell with Big Blue Happenings, and we will talk offense. And we'll see how everything goes from there. Let's say hello to a couple people. And Sick Diggy, I started with your greeting. And here we go. Dietz is in the house, inside the chat, and sport Duke University blue. I don't think he'll do that. He's from Houston, so he'll sport Cougar red. Houston Cougar red. Yeah, I'm decked out in Carolina blue today. And speaking of Carolina, I have a little business to tend to before we get to the whip around. And the business goes like this. Yes, indeed. It's the mission, the 100 Days to Carolina, hashtag Snowstrong Carolina. Back on. It is back on because some things have happened over the course of time that made me upset and made my family upset. And quite frankly, it's kind of kicked this into high gear. As mentioned before, and I know Cole is very happy that this is going on right now, the goal is $60,000, period. and that's for every contingency possible to get us to a very peaceful place. I'll have a second update during hour 3. But we got some business to attend to, but just so y'all know, the mission took a little bit of a hiatus because I had to get my health in order, but now the mission's back on. That's 100 Days to Carolina. And I say good morning to my partner this morning. How are you, my friend?
Good. I'm doing good. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing great. The mission's back on. I'm loving things right now. We had a donation to the GoFundMe last night, unbeknownst to me. So we need more, folks. We need more. Take us to the whip around.
All right. All right, let's start in the nation's capital. A stadium that is near and dear to your heart was under fire, and I do literally mean under fire. So emergency workers yesterday responded to fires inside RFK Stadium. It was the longtime former home of the Washington Commanders.
Redskins, damn it.
So the District of Columbia Fire and Emergency Medical Services Department, they tweeted out a video of crews on the scene, and it was smoky in the area. And it was basically coming from one of the dugouts because remember, RFK Stadium.
Called it home.
Yeah, that and before then the Senators also called it home.
Yep.
So of course RFK multi-purpose stadium, as I mentioned, not only does it hosted football, it hosts soccer games now primarily, and it did of course host the Washington team from the mid 50s, I think, on to when they moved on to Landover, which is not too far from where they were in the mid 90s. So DC Fire indicated there were several fires in below grade levels in the stadium, and they confirmed that all fires were extinguished and that no injuries were accumulated, thankfully. But now it is under investigation. Do they really want to get rid of RK Stadium that badly?
Should have never left. Next.
I agree. One word: rehabilitation and refurbishment. To college real fast. So we got the Big 12 and the Pac-12.
Pac-10
again. And there was an opinion piece that was put out in USA Today, which I thought was interesting. The Big 12 could put the Pac-12 out of its misery by it forming 16 teams and not the Pac-12 10. Now, the reason why this is somewhat news, the Big 10 and the Pac-12, Big 12 and the Pac-12 were linked and lumped together. And remember when Texas and Oklahoma wanted to pull a power move, and it angered many, and it basically actually necessitated Texas A&M to leave the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Well, this started back in 2009-ish.
Yep.
So, of course, they've been lumped together ever since. And it would be interesting and funny if, and I do mean if, the Big 12 were to put the Pac-12 out of its misery. But I really believe it already has done so, considering that the two biggest programs in the conference, UCLA and USC, are gone, and they now will be Big 10 bound as soon as 2024.
I still don't like that. I don't like that coffee.
I don't either.
I don't like
it. It's gonna be interesting to see USC and Ohio State as a conference game. Boy,
it's going to be interesting to see USC and Ohio State, and USC having to kick off at noon.
Yes, 9 a.m. where they are. Yeah, that would be interesting. Staying in college, Grambling State fires their volleyball coach. who cut every single member of the team, and not only did that, she revoked scholarships too. So the volleyball coach Chelsea Lucas
got busted
and
and pink slipped.
yes. So the decision was made due to determination of an internal investigation within the program based on her abruptly cutting every member of the team and revoking scholarships as well. So sorry.
I will. You know what? I have an appropriate response,
Mhm.
and it goes like this.
You big dummy.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I saw this, I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's hilarious.
I read that story a little over a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you hire a new coach, want to see what the players do, and you cut everybody?
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 practices?
Yeah, that's a little bit on the
2
rash side.
or 3, I think it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 practices.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
What?
Did not have an idea.
So good.
Since my partner wrecked completely, and I do mean that in a positive way, that story, we will continue onward in the whip around. Receiver and late Demarius Thomas. He was noted as having stage 2 CT at the time of his passing.
Junior Seau, anyone?
Yeah. Now, he was found dead in his Roswell, Georgia home back on December 9th. And yeah, the symptoms read as such because he had paranoia and depression as well. Now, to give you the stages of how it goes, 4 is considered the worst. 2 is not dangerously bad, but you really don't want anybody to be concussed at all. So, and considering that he was only 33 when he passed, I think, and I say this, and I know my partner shares the same passion of football that I do.
Mm-hmm.
It is time, I really believe the NFL has to take this seriously. And
yeah, Roger Goodell, get off your ass. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
And yes, I get the fact that the game is naturally violent and inherently violent, and I like it, but you gotta find ways to protect that head. You gotta find ways to protect the head.
You can't. You can't have.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, because I know you're about to say you can't have 2 things.
Ooh, if I get going.
Mm-hmm. You can't have 2 things at the same time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't want to have someone be lit up.
Yep.
And not have the risk permanent damage like concussions. Well, I mean, heck, your beloved Steve Young retired because of such a thing.
From a hit from Aeneas Williams.
And it was a clean hit.
It was a very clean hit, but unfortunately, Steve Young had a history of concussions. He took a lot of them.
That's right. In fact,
he took a lot of them.
In fact, that Super Bowl championship year, he took a big one. I remember that.
Oh, he got lit up that year. He got lit up several times, and thank God the offensive line protected him for the remainder of that year. But he got lit up. The first 5 games of that. First 5 games of that year.
He did.
Yeah, man. And when Aeneas Williams took that hit and they got Steve Young to the sideline, Steve Young said, "I'm out."
That's it. And smart decision.
Very
smart man, obviously.
Smart
decision.
Man. Smart decision.
So sorry that this happened to Marius. Yeah.
So now with this one, and God rest his soul, and God bless his family.
Definitely.
There's a funny one that's next.
Definitely. So our beloved Dallas Cowboys decided to partner with a coffee company, and you think well, okay, fine. They have so many sponsorships out the wazoo, it shouldn't matter. But in this case, the controversy and criticism was sparked on social media Tuesday because The agreement was made with a gun-themed coffee company because it is called because they do blends such as the AK-47 espresso, the silencer smooth, and the murdered out. Now, the partnership with the Black Rifle Coffee Company was revealed on Twitter after 6 people died in the shooting on Monday's parade back in Chicago. And of course, it comes a little more than a month since the Cowboys announced their role in a $400,000 donation to support victims and survivors of school shootings, and especially the one that took place in that very own state, in the suburb of San Antonio and Uvalde, where 19 elementary school students and 2 teachers perished. Can you say, oh, Leo, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to say, I have to do this right.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Oh, boy. It's amazing to me how you see these entities and they don't realize that this situation is completely tone deaf.
You know what? I'm going to need you to hit that again and apply it to Grambling State.
Oh,
because it's amazing that this now former head volleyball coach at Grambling State, who cut all her student athletes
and revoked
their scholarships after 3 bleeping practices.
Oh gosh.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Can be
tone deaf.
Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Yeah.
I'll keep my Starbucks membership. That's our whip around for this morning.
But one of the blends though, murdered out.
Murdered out.
That's one of their blends. I love it. That's funny.
Murdered out.
Bitch, are you for real?
This is truly from the you can't make this stuff up file.
Folks, you know, Wise asked yesterday, and God bless you, Wise, like, how do y'all find this stuff? It finds us. It finds and I got to pick on Wise for a moment. He said, I'm not part of media yet. Well, you joined the best sports show around.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are.
Oh,
yeah. But Black, right? You know, that could go
Black
so wrong.
So wrong in so many different directions.
You for real?
We wish we were.
Yeah,
like I said before.
Bitch, are you for real?
And thank you for finding that clip.
Oh, I love that.
The one from Dolomite.
Yes.
Because, like I said, I played it. My wife heard it. And we were cracking up all the way to Indianapolis.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lordy. All right. A short break. And when we come back, Miles Bridges, your ass is on the hot seat. Period.
You big dummy.
When we come back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
PS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, the love of Brian Snow's life. It is official SIT Morn. That is official SIT Morn. That's where you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
You know what? I love this. And, not this one. This one. What type of coffees are these guys blending? I hope they. Oh, geez! Don't give them any ideas.
To have a blend with a machine gun rifle. Well, like I said, one of their blends was
Murdered Out.
Well, but Murdered Out. Another one was AK-47 Espresso. So there you go.
How about this one? Do they happen to have a blend with an RPG reference? How about a blend with an RPO offense? RPO blend.
I love how your mind just goes in so many different directions. Sick. Please don't change, sir.
Okay. Miles Bridges, sit down. So Miles Bridges' wife posts pictures after he assaulted her and he got arrested for said offense.
Right.
The rule is innocent until proven guilty.
Of course.
So I have two takes about this. One, let's prove it out in the courts.
Mm-hmm.
That's my high road.
Yes.
The second one, Miles Bridges, you stupid, unadulterated idiot.
That high road almost gets obliterated when I see these pictures of her. Goodness gracious.
I don't want to entertain the thought that she made this up.
I don't either.
I don't want to entertain that thought for two reasons. One, I've been there.
Right.
I nearly had it handed to me. And two, from a physical standpoint, I did have it handed to me, only to have the LaPorte County Police laugh at me.
And turn a blind eye to it. Yeah.
I'm not turning a blind eye to this. This is why I'm so torn on this subject. But I gotta side with her until otherwise. Miles Bridges, you idiot. And as you just said a moment ago, partner, the high road gets obliterated.
Yeah. And I want to take the high road.
I began with innocent until proven guilty. I will continue to state that. But when it comes to men and domestic violence, there are only two roads with this. One, they get proven guilty. Two, they are innocent, but still guilty in the eyes of the public.
Right.
Been on both sides of that road, and my ass got run over both times.
Now, obviously, all of you out here, those who are watching us on BS3 Network, hello. And those who are watching us on YouTube and Twitch, hello again.
Hello to you.
And those who are listening to us on Real Wise Radio and Podcast Wise on Audacity and Odyssey and other platforms. We both are married. We both have wonderful, strong women.
Mm-hmm.
And I stress strong because I don't even have to look at my partner's wife to know that woman runs a tight ship.
Yep.
And that same woman who runs said tight ship loves my partner more than any other human being on the planet. And I know that. I know for a fact that my boy would not want to lay a hand on that particular person
Mm-mm.
because, and I've said this so many times to so many women and so many men, our strength as guys is meant to protect women, not harm them.
Period. I can do no harm, and I will not do any harm to Dr. K.
Yeah.
Not after what she's done for me the past 4 years.
Yeah.
I cannot and will not do that. When you love men, listen to me carefully and listen good. When you love someone, when you love a woman, your all goes into that woman. Period.
Yes, sir.
When Jody walked down the aisle to me 3 years ago, she walked out to the song "You're My Best Friend" by Queen.
Nice.
That's the song. That should be the universal wedding song that a bride walks out to, because if you're really in tune with the
Mhm.
man you're going to marry, you are their best friend.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Yeah. My
You
wife is
are their,
mine.
you,
Yeah.
you are their best friend.
Yeah.
She's been my best friend since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's definitely been my best friend since my health struggles kicked into high gear last year.
Mm. Yeah, and shit.
So you don't mind calling a woman your best friend, especially
Heck no.
when you get this championship ring.
Mm-hmm.
So Miles
I'm
Bridges,
long from mine, but yes.
so Miles Bridges, you didn't marry your best friend. You just may have unleashed your worst enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, because the pictures that his wife, Michelle Johnson, showed, it is, I mean, I look at these pictures and I'm like,
It's horrific.
It's horrific. And I'm like, these cannot be fabricated. It just cannot.
I hope they're not, because it would cast her in such a horrible light.
Yeah. It would.
It would cast her in such a horrible light. And I hope they're not. I really hope they're not fabricated. I really hope they're not fabricated. But let's I will go back to the high road.
Definitely.
Let's let all this play out. I've said my low road piece.
Mm-hmm.
Let's let all this play out and see what happens.
I agree.
And welcome to Ben. My wife is my best friend as well. Damn straight.
Mine too. Mine too.
Damn straight.
Yeah, mine too.
Domestic violence goes both ways. The CDC has shown that statistically, the women abuse their partners on par with men. True.
In fact,
Been there.
In fact, domestic violence has been proven to be a learned and generational behavior.
Once again, true.
And there's been a couple times I've been on the show where Brian has actually mentioned that he was the victim of domestic violence. I remember him saying this. The first time I remember him saying it,
and
it was about 4 years ago. You broke down. You broke down, and it wasn't because of the fact you were hit that you broke down. It was the fact that you weren't believed, and you were emasculated in front of people who were supposed to protect you when some harm is done to you. And
all they see is a big black man,
right?
And in their eyes, claim domestic violence.
And I've always said this. I said, if your father was any like mine, and I know he was, I know your father stressed to you, I don't care what a woman does, man. I don't care how far she goes. I don't care how low she stoops. I don't care if she goes ballistic on you. Do your best to not strike her. Do your best to not harm her. Do your best to not hit her, because you can take a lot of the blows she gives you. You give her one of them, and that's the end of your world, my man.
That's it. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what my father told me when I was 22.
Got struck. I tensed up so much.
Yeah. Because we're men. The natural inclination when someone hits you is to hit them back.
Yep. Very natural.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that 2015 was not my best year,
right,
and all the turbulence going on around that time, and I didn't have a place to call home because the roommate that I was living with,
that's even worse.
Yeah, he and her. Y'all want to hear a wild story? Try this. They talked on the phone.
Your ex and your roommate?
No, my ex and my roommate. Yeah, my ex and my roommate talked on the phone, and all I heard him say was, "I can't get him to pay me anything." That lit me up. So I got even, and I had to talk with his ex, and she informed me about a couple things. And all I needed him to do was to antagonize me. That came easy. Well, the last night that I stayed at his house, he told me, "Get your stuff out tonight." I got all my stuff out, and then I went back in and lit him up. All the frustration, all of the anger, all of it came out. And you know what's bad? Earlier that year, I purposely went to bed early one night because I had to drive from suburban Chicago to Bourbon, Indiana for 2 games. It was high school basketball playoff time.
Right.
Do you know he came into my room and woke me up?
For what?
He was drunk.
Oh gosh.
I got so mad that I grabbed my keys and he said, "I can't let you drive." I body slammed his ass and walked out.
Good for you.
Don't you dare try to tell me what I can't do.
Especially when him messing with your money. And that's your roommate. Your roommate shouldn't want to mess with your money.
Yeah, he wanted to mess with my money. Well, I got even with his ass. All right, a break, and we do some fun stuff. And y'all know what day it is.
That's right.
Because if I talk about this any further, I will take up the whole show, and I don't want to because we got other stuff to talk about. All right.
Yeah, and Miles Bridges, you're off the hot seat.
I love that.
Thank you. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I think he's going to enjoy that one. All right, a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll have the first of 2.
And you know what they are.
That's right. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. That's Brian Snow. I'm Cole Johnson. We'll be right back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
play Eric Almirola's race day mix.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
And they give those guys a little extra weight. Roger Craig, still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that. From 46 yards. He has that thing of getting those knees high and keeping the shoulders low. And he makes every team look like they're bad tacklers. Watch the way he gets that high knee action, keeps those feet going like two pistons. Then, at the same time that the knees are going high and keeping going, the shoulder can get low to take on a tackler.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me? Do you believe it? Check us out live, 8 a.m. weekdays.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced House Hunter. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
SIT more. You can also follow us on TikTok using that same ID. 39 after the hour. Got Stacy Piedrahita coming on at 9:35 with our health hint of the day. Yes, Nurse Namastasia will join us, and you know that's going to be fun.
Nice.
Speaking of fun.
Oh, boy.
On your mark, get set, go.
All right.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Okay, why you have to cook, man, on this? Mm-hmm.
You know it's about that time.
That's right.
I'm going to do this, and I'm going to tell my partner to do one thing. Cook.
Oh, so it's like that. All right. All right. Now, I was perusing social media.
Oh, geez.
And in this perusal, I happen upon
oh boy. Wait a minute. He's laughing before he even gets to it, folks. You know this is going to be good.
I happen upon Lord. I'm happen upon this post from a Bronzexual.
Oh no.
And this post from said Bronzexual was not LeBron directly related, but it was LeBron indirectly related because it was passive aggressive.
Oh,
why do I say that?
Because most of these Bronzexuals are?
Well, that's one reason. I say it in this vein because this post read, quote, lowest scoring games of MJ's career. Look at how many bad games he had with the Wizards. Eye looking emojis. Wow. And of course, it goes on. It shows that he had 10 points, 10 points a few times, and 9 points a few times, and 8 points a few times, and 7 points one time, 6 a couple times, 4 one time, and 2 some other times, right? He also went onward to say,
oh no,
quote, LeBron doesn't have those types of bad games. Close quote.
Hold it. Hold it. He doesn't have those kind of games.
And then,
oh, there's more.
Oh, no, but this is a good part, though.
I'll get out the way.
And this is when a wonderful person who was objective decided to come to the forefront and rescue, because this ridiculousness needs to stop. And so this particular gentleman put forth a few stats of when he played in 2011 with the Heat, because heck, 8 points in a finals game, that pretty much is a open and shut case there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he mentioned the Cleveland stint, and with a couple of Lakers stints too. A game in a game 2021 against the on the road against the Pistons, where he scored 10 points. Yes, I know he was ejected in that game, but still 10 points. Another 10-point outing at home against the Hawks in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Then in his second stint with the Cavs, he scored 10 points against the Knicks, 10 points on the road in Minneapolis, 10 points at home, and 10 points at home to the Celtics. In his first stint with the Cavaliers, he scored 10 points at home against the Mavs, 10 points at home against the Heat, 11 points at home against the Rockets. Oh, yeah. And then he scored 9 points against the Nets. They were New Jersey at the time. 8 points against the Trailblazers on the road. 8 points at home against the Hawks. 8 points at home against on the road against the Bucks. 7 points at home against the Nuggets. 6 points on the road in Detroit. 4 points on the road in LA against the Clippers. And the 3 points at home against the Rockets.
So LeBron didn't have bad games, huh? I'll mention a playoff game where he had an awful game. Game 5, 2010, against the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
3 for 14. 3. Now, I will interject here.
Okay.
Some of these same... Just a moment. I will not cuss. 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 Some of these same blank, dot. Thank you. I needed that. These bronzexuals, let me echo Sick Diggy's comment. These bronzexuals are reaching like a short arm boxer's jab.
And yes, I was laughing real hard when I saw it the first time. Yes, I was.
I mean, you want to praise bronzexuals' 51-point performance in the finals against Golden State in 2018.
In a loss.
I was getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
That's fine. 51 points. One, it took overtime for him to get to 51.
Yes, that's right.
And 2, what was the end result of that game? You lost.
124-114.
Meanwhile, the real king dropped 55 in a finals game and won 111-105. Game 4 against Phoenix, 1993. So, and these same...
I know. I feel it too. I mean, it is literal blasphemy. Literal blasphemy like this. When you have bronzosexuals who still believe Giannis got lost in the lost in the game 7 by 30. KD got swept the first round and beat choked in front of a home crowd. Jokic got bounced the first round, and Steph has been carried all playoffs long. Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is still the best basketball player in the world. You still have these fools
just a
believing
minute.
this crap.
Just a minute. Do you want to mention the time that LeBron James got swept and got his ass kicked in the finals?
Oh, yes. Yes, 2018. Against the Warriors. And yes, it was, and one of the players on the Warriors where that same bronzosexual wanted to clap hard and say, well, Curry can't carry a team because he needs Durant to win chips.
Just a minute.
Had to shut up when Curry won said chip last month without him.
And to me, I invoke 4 words. I echo the same 4 words that Rich Eisen invoked the day after the Warriors won. I told you so. Because didn't I sit in this? Well, it was in my old studio, but didn't I sit in this chair in front of this camera in October and tout the Warriors as world champions?
Yeah. And the only thing, to me, the only thing that was going to stop them was injuries, and they had them, but they did not have the debilitating one that took them out of contention.
They will continue on that road.
Oh yeah,
in a minute.
Right.
But
so
this is a bronzosexual confession.
And I went down this road because this same bronzosexual wanted to put forth in the argument that, well, yes, I know that little tyke that is 430 miles up the way, he has 4 rings in the LeBron James era.
It ain't the LeBron James era. You stop.
Name me an era where the dominant player
it's brutalized in the finals. I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
It's brutalized in the finals.
And whose dominant player shares the ring count with another elite player?
I'll wait.
Exactly.
It ain't the LeBron James era. Okay, let me give me this. LeBron James never had an era. So do us a favor. Stop the cap. Please. Please stop the cap.
Oh man, but I would love to say I'm done. Unfortunately, I'm not. And this doesn't even deal with perusing social media. This deals with the job that I do get paid to do. And that is actually being a member of mainstream media. So there was Yeah, there was a story that circulated yesterday and got updated this morning, and it involved Phoenix Mercury's head coach, Vanessa Nygaard. So, why am I talking about her in this Brown Sexual Confessions? Well, remember, I have said many times to Wise that the stories we don't seek, they come find us. This is one of those that came to find me.
Oh, no.
And I also said the reason why I created Brown Sexual Confessions is because we hear LeBron's name in July, in August, and in September when the NBA does not even set foot on a court. I don't even count Summer League. I'm talking about when it's regular season or playoff. Yeah, I'm talking regular season or playoff action. So Brittany Griner, as you all know, she's in Russia. She's readying for her trial there for illegally having a vape pen.
Stupid.
Her coach simply can't help but wonder if the situation would be the same. She feels as though it would be resolved if LeBron James were detained.
Oh, God.
So she went on to say, Miss Nygaard, quote,
"Oh, no.
If it was LeBron, he'd be home, right? It's a statement about the value of women. It's a statement about the value of a black person. It's a statement about the value of a gay person. All of those things. We know it, and so that's what hurts a little more." Close quote.
May I respond quickly?
Bitch, please.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
This is what I had in mind.
That's just as good. In fact, that's better.
In fact, Dolomite.
Bitch, are you for real?
Brittany Griner broke a law.
Yeah. It so happens that you cannot go to Russia
with a
vape pen that is laced with marijuana. Who knew? So guess what, Miss Nygaard? If LeBron James were to go to Russia and be stupid, I hate to say it like this. If LeBron James were to go to Russia and do something so stupid like Brittany Griner did, guess where he would be, just like Brittany?
In jail.
And he is heterosexual and a male and black. So you can try to paint the picture that because of his affluence and his influence, that all it would take would be one of his boys calling President Biden, and then LeBron would be on the first thing spoken from Moscow to LA. That would be wonderful to think. But you can't.
Those of us who actually do think know better.
You can't break a law. I mean, it's just that simple, Vanessa. You can't break the law. That's what this woman did. That is what your player did. She broke the law when she decided to play her winter and spring ball in Russia, and she wanted to blaze trees, and she decided to blaze trees with a vape pen. Well, obviously you can't do that in Russia. So to me, it's up to her. And correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Miss Griner, she isn't college aged, right? She's a grown woman, correct?
Yep.
So normally when you do grown people things, one of the things that a grown person is supposed to do is to know what you can do and know what you can't.
It would have been good for you to know the Russian laws, Brittany.
Yes.
And I said this yesterday at the top of the program. You know, it's a take that a lot of people don't want to voice.
No.
We
don't care.
will.
I don't care.
Brittany Griner, just like Sha'Carri Richardson before her with the Olympic scandal, you broke a law.
Yeah.
And for that, you deserve to get punished.
I don't care. If it were me in that same situation, I wouldn't want to be in a Russian prison for 5 months. But you know what? If I did the crime, I'd have to do the time.
Period.
I'm sorry. That's just the law of that's the way of the world. It's the law of the land.
And writing a letter to Joe Biden, you think that's going to work? No.
No.
Because Russia don't like us.
No. And now you have so many people, LeBron James being one of them, because he decided to,
dear God,
to put his name on the Free Britney Griner kick.
Mm-hmm.
You have so many celebrities who are saying, Britney needs to be out of that jail. She's still in it. You didn't even talk about it until May, and she was in prison in February. No one mentioned that until May. And then all of a sudden it became a cause celebre, and then the letter. And guess what? Britney's still. She's still in a Moscow jail. I'm sorry, not a Moscow jail. She's in a Russian jail because she has to go 2.5 hours from Moscow. She has to actually travel there for court. To invoke LeBron's name in this, Vanessa, doesn't make your argument better. It doesn't strengthen your argument. In fact, it weakens the dickens out of it.
It doesn't even make it valid.
No, it doesn't make it valid at all.
It doesn't even make it valid. I know. I know.
This is why I created this segment, because we are talking about this guy, and it's not the regular season, it's not the postseason, it's not the finals, and it's not even him. But his name is on the mouths of so many different people year round. I get sick of it. And this is yet another shining example of it. So I guess, Vanessa, you have to be heterosexual, male, and wealthy. That those three things must be the case. And you could break a law and do anything you so please, and everything will be fine. Britney broke a law, Vanessa. And if LeBron broke that same law, he'd be in that same jail for the same amount of time as Britney is.
Oh, you mean like his wife did at Progressive Field?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like Savannah James did at Progressive Field 5.5 years ago.
But nobody wants to mention that except us that actually dig deep into the story, that actually know what we're talking about, that actually saw it happen.
Sad. All right. To the bronzexual who wants to so badly denigrate greats to lift up your king.
Oh boy.
The fact you really want to do this so much, it makes me think of two things.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
And to you, no, I'll save that one for the both of you. For Vanessa Nygaard, you have a season to prepare for, because I know you all start up now, and you have a team that you're trying to get your WNBA championship on. Focus on that, and if your girl can come back onto the team, I'm happy for you. I'm happy and excited for you if she can be free from Russia, from the crime that she committed, and play on your team this year. I'd be happy if that were to happen.
Same.
But for the fact that she did the crime and she's now in the midst of doing her time, and you're making this to be a gay discrimination thing and a woman discrimination thing.
Bitch, are you for real?
And for both that bronzexual and for Miss Nygaard, actually, Dwayne, you say it a lot better than I could.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Amen, heifers.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
Goodness gracious.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Hour number 2 starts
now. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Malone will inbound. Fisher's in the game. Walton, O'Neal, and of course Bryant.
And everyone is paying attention to Kobe Bryant.
They start with Shaq. He gives it to Walton. Here comes Kobe. Less than 5 from way outside. Got it! Oh, man! With 2.1.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Hour number 2 begins on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson with B Snow. I'm Cole J. And we just got done with the first of 2 Bronzexual Confessions. The second will be shortly on this side of hour number 2. On the bottom half, we will have our namaste nurse.
Nurse Namastasia, my good friend Stacy Piedrahita will join us. And we're going to tackle a problem that I've had for a long time. And that's beating caffeine. We're going to work some health into this. Stacy's going to help. My wife's going to help. All kinds of stuff, because my wife's working on something very, very important and very, very special. Awesome. And near and dear to her heart. Thank you to everyone that has joined us this morning. What's good? Ivan Dawkins, and we all know it's a cold world. Yeah, after that bronzexual confession, Ben says bringing up Jordan Wizards days when he left and came back is dumb. It is
exactly.
Dumb. And plus, Jordan was 38, 39, and 40. And there's one argument. Yes. You know what? F this. We're going right
into it again.
We're going right in.
All right.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Well, as my partner said to me in the last hour, I will say to him now, cook.
So I was perusing social media as well.
Oh, no.
And my good friend, Andre Morgan from my hometown, put this post up that reads, first thing that comes to mind when you see LeBron James. I answered it and I said, mediocre.
Oh, Lord, I know you got some backlash.
Tony Wells decided to comment.
You and calling these bronzexuals out by name is hilarious.
If we don't, who will? Because these bronzexuals have got to quit, even though they won't.
Yeah, you right about that.
The next group of people are Ben Simmons fans, but I'll leave that for another show. No, I take that back. The next group will be either Harden Knights or Irvingologists, but like I said, I'll leave that for another show.
Well, if you've seen this, no, I'm not just joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, thank you. Had to get that one in. Tony Wells commented, said, so I can absolutely respect if you're just not a fan, but when folks say ridiculous-ish like this, It's sad. Here's the spelling. Cuz C-U-Z. He's arguably the best 3 of all time. Certainly top 3 at the position.
The best small forward ever. Okay.
I'll continue the quote under duress. Not possible to be mediocre when that is true. And I'm not even a big fan, but I do respect his game. Close quote.
Wait a minute. Before you continue.
Yes, sir.
LeBron James, the greatest 3 of all time. Bishop. Woo!
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
Ow! I played that for my wife and she was cracking up. Because you could apply it to so many of life situations.
Yes, you can.
So I responded in kind.
Hold on. Before you do that.
Oh, you were finished. Oh, well, allow me to retort.
And my retort was the following. Quote, top 3 of all time? Bah! I wanted to say something else, but I was nice. I've seen much better than LeBron in my 40 plus years of watching the NBA. I can easily place some players at his position and overall. Bron is not top 3 overall, nor top 30, nor top 100. He may have been elected to the 75th anniversary team, but he doesn't get my vote. Furthermore, I have many, many reasons basketball-wise that support my words and my claim. And my partner can offer the same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Close quote. So this stupid backwards idiot open it.
Well, I'm about to.
Open it.
Quote.
So here's the problem with your argument. You didn't make one. You offered an opinion, told me others were better, answered or gave your position on something I didn't even offer. His overall rank. Liar. You said he was top 3 of all time.
At worst.
And yet somehow sounded even crazier with this response. Not top 100 of all time. How am I crazy when I've watched all the basketball that I've watched? Maybe you missed his all-time points, rebounds, assists, playoff games, and wins, league MVPs. I'll stop there, put a pin in it. I didn't miss it. Close quote. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I didn't miss it. I've just seen better performances. Open it.
Oh, Lord. Quote.
You tell me you have many reasons he's not, but didn't offer one. Oh, I didn't, eh? Even the biggest... Cole, I will need you on screen when I read this next line because I know you're going to interject.
Okay.
Even the biggest of haters would not have him outside of the top 100. But you just did. Your credibility is shot, my dude. I'm not your dude. I'm happily marrying you, asshole. Oh, excuse me. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not cuss.
Close quote.
Thank you. And he also had the nerve to say there is no reason to continue. You can, but I won't respond. Because you can't, stupid. Just because I didn't offer names and places and people and things doesn't make my argument less valid. Because I can easily say Larry Bird, James Worthy, Scottie Pippen, Julius Erving. That will knock LeBron down several hundred pegs. Hell, if you really want me to go there and go back in the day, I can offer the argument of one Alex English. One of the smoothest shooting forwards. And we're just talking about forwards. I dare not mention Jack Sikma. I dare not mention
touches, even as a center, one of the greatest touches of a shooter ever. Yeah.
I dare not mention Tom Chambers.
Forerunner to Dirk Nowitzki.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them pretty much were.
Both of them. I dare not mention Chuck Connors Person.
Rifleman.
I dare not mention Kevin McHale. Who is the biggest reason Houston is down? The Houston Rockets are down in the dumps because they let him go.
Don't say. It pains me when
I
hear his name.
lie.
It pains me when I hear his name, and I'm thinking this team would have been much better with him still.
They would have been championship contenders with him. Period.
One of the most fundamentally sound big men in the history of the game, and you mean to tell me
that Mike D'Antoni offers a better scheme,
and that others in the Rockets organization thought, well, because of that bearded one, you got to go. Get out of here. I digress.
Now, I just named a few forwards that are better than LeBron James, that are more fundamentally sound than LeBron James. Okay, let me start the list again. Larry Bird, James Worthy, Scottie Pippen, Julius Erving, Kevin McHale, Alex English. Do I need to mention the name Mark Aguirre? Do I need to mention?
Nobody mentions his name often enough.
Do I need to mention? Oh, you want to talk about a name that's not mentioned enough? Do I need to mention the name Adrian Dantley?
And those two forwards are the reason why the Pistons of the Bad Boys era offensively were one of the hardest teams to solve. Is because you had the reliable scoring of Dantley, then after him, the reliable scoring of Aguirre.
And the mastermind of Chuck Daly.
Yep. Because those were secret weapons. We all knew that they were physical. We all knew that they were brutes, and we all knew that they would
we
make
all
you
knew
pay
their
to go to
guard
the
line.
line.
And we all knew their guard line, all three of them.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and the microwave, Vinnie Johnson.
But that secret weapon was you had Dantley and then Aguirre. They both were the team's leading scorers around that time period.
And by the way, you had a center on that team that played as a forward. His name was Bill Laimbeer.
Who ushered in the era of the stretch five.
How about Bernard King out of Tennessee?
Oh God, the walking 15-footer.
How about Bernard King, the walking mid-range?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. How about Buck Williams?
Underrated defender.
How about Sir Charles Barkley?
6'4.5", and he played power forward. Enough said.
Man, Charles Barkley would put LeBron James in the dirt with his first move. No, with his third move. He wouldn't bust the first move on him. He wouldn't have to. So my credibility is shot with all the names I just mentioned because I didn't mention it to you? Shut up. Let me shoot your credibility down even further.
Oh, Lord.
How about the worm, Dennis Rodman? Thank you, Stacy. How about Elgin Baylor? You forgot about them, didn't you? You just want to move everything to the LBJ era when I said earlier in the show, LBJ never had an era.
Yeah, and for those Bronsexuals who don't really know sports, because you really don't, you're so fixated on that joystick.
I ain't singing.
Elgin Baylor was the forerunner to anything LeBron James did. Anything. I will say this to you as a challenge, Bronsexuals. Show me a season. Show me a season where he averaged 38 points and pulled on 19 rebounds. Show me that season.
I can't find one because he only averaged 30 points a game once.
Right.
Meanwhile, the real king, who fashioned number 23, averaged 30 points a game 10
3, 4, 5, 6,
times.
8, 9, 10 times.
Yeah, the same number of visits Yo Kang made to the finals. Lost 6 of them. Show me the finals game where LeBron put up 50 and his team won. Can't find it? Me either.
Ouch.
Show me the finals game where he shot 5 of 19 in a clincher and still got finals MVP. Can't find it? Me either. Show me the final series where he averaged 40 plus points a game and won. And 2016 doesn't count because he only averaged 31.
So you mean when Bronsexuals were touting the fact that in the combined 9 games that they played, the Warriors in the finals, where LeBron basically averaged a triple-double, that you really could just simply throw that out the window because both those series ended in colossal L's?
Big ass colossal L's. And by the way, Bronsexuals, I'm doing this in your face.
Oh God, that's an underrated clip.
So you have this utter blasphemy, and I'm not even going to read it. Best basketball player in the world? My ass.
Or as Red Fox would say, Red. I know, Red. It hurts me too to say it, but you say it much better than I ever could.
Bitch, please.
Or
You big dummy.
Damn!
oh, I already know, Sick. I already know they're beneath me. I just have fun unearthing them and burying them again.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Sick. I actually do that. I let them roll. I let them roll, and I let them dig those cavernous holes. Big cavernous holes. Yeah, Grand Canyon size holes.
Canyon size holes.
I let them dig it that far simply because it's just entertaining to see them go that far, that hard for their man. I'm sorry, I say it wrong. For their man and their
no. For their Kang.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and their kind. It's so beautiful to see them go that hard for somebody that they don't really know all that well, and they think they know sports all that well, and they just simply have only stats to go by to claim his greatness.
Yeah, we got better stats and we have experience of watching it to go by. And oh, by the way, you want to say LeBron's one of the greatest of all time? How about a forward by the name of Robert Horry? Forgot about him, didn't you?
More clutch than LeBron's ever been.
Has LeBron ever been clutch?
Well, you already know. You already know Bronsexual will just throw 2016 in your face with that. Be like, we ranked your argument 2016. Look what he did then.
Yeah. Look at the next 2 years.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sorry, before you continue, there's another Bronsexual take. I'll do this quick. That upsets me. and they've been running with it hard all this week too. And that is quote, LeBron James scored more points in a career than Michael Jordan, your favorite, in 1,200 less shots. Close quote. And to that, my answer is simple. Look how many three-pointers that clown had to take in order to do so.
I have a simpler answer than that. You know, sometimes I think
I'm getting too old for this.
And sometimes you want to tell these bronzexuals,
English, do you speak it?
And to these bronzexuals, I say happily,
You can't handle the truth.
Because the truth is, LeBron James in 20 years has never had an era. Meanwhile, 430 miles north in Northern California, Stephen Curry has owned this era. He took it from Kobe Bean Bryant.
Not only owned, revolutionized.
Mm-hmm. So to these bronzexuals, do me a favor. Just stop.
Please stop the cap.
Just stop. Because all you're going to make me do is this.
I'm so glad I introduced that clip.
Me too. Me too. And to the biggest bronzexual of them all, nobody talks about Michael Jordan lost 3 times in the first round, twice in the second round, twice in the conference finals. That matters. It almost seems like Jordan was playing the NBA finals. No, he did not. He played 15 years in the NBA.
No. Sorry.
No, Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Shannon, have you taken this member out of your mouth yet?
No, he didn't.
No. Have you wiped the joy juice off your face?
He probably just did. He has to have something to drink down the hen. He can't smoke Black and Mild and Happy Juice.
And wear a goat mask on the air.
Oh, good Lord. You started hitting his things too.
I fired his ass on the spot. You don't wear a goat mask on the air on my program? Get out.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and to you, Mr. Sharp, this sports program does. In fact, we have said often, it was the previous 6 years. Oh, sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, it was the previous 6 years that led to the first championship and the ones thereafter that Jordan won. Because you couldn't learn all those hardcore lessons. Show perseverance, get back off the deck, and be better than you were the year before. And then when you ascend to the top, seeing no challenge that came close to the 1986 Celtics and anything that the Pistons threw at them in 88, 89, and 90.
And one more thing.
And it is added to his greatness. I have said 85 to 90 has added to Jordan's greatness, not subtracted from it.
And these fools want to subtract from it for some god-awful, god-forsaken reason. Matter of fact, there's a picture that I have in my gallery. Let me find this blankety blank thing. I should have put this up. I didn't get time. It's a picture of MJ, a young MJ. And the caption reads, open it.
All right. Quote.
The greatest of weak era fire. The ultimate plumber's killer. Close it.
Close quote. That is another bronzexual take.
Yeah.
All
Where
right.
is it? Yeah. All I got is this.
Bitch, are you for real?
And this.
You're a stupid dumbass.
And this.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And this.
Right.
And this.
And this.
And this.
So good.
And by the way, LeBron doesn't play defense. Oh, you didn't hear me?
Damn! Who said LeBron plays defense?
Look me in my eyes and answer that question.
Okay. Who said LeBron plays defense?
Apparently they do. Okay. We know that's some BS. And I'm going to play a clear version of a sound that here, let me find it here. I found it. And yeah. LeBron plays defense. Wrong answer. So, as I end my perusal of social media, and I end up running into that idiot named Tony Wells and a few more bronzexual idiots, wipe the joy juice off your mouth. Take his member out of your mouth, which I know you won't because you're bronzexuals, and do these two things.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Oh, that joy juice is so sticky.
And I got one more request in the immortal words of my partner. Get out my face, you thirsty heifers.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
He changed lives.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
One clip that I need. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Bravo, sir.
And the same to you.
Thank you.
Bravo to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Because these stupid half-wit idiots. Oh, I can insert so many other words.
Oh, I know you can.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. As we continue to build this empire here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you who think we can't build this show, you're watching, aren't you?
That's right.
To these stupid, no good, half-wit idiots. What is one award that Michael Jordan won that LeBron James will never win?
Oh, there's a few. Defensive Player of the Year definitely is one now.
That's the one I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
The year was 1988. When Michael Jordan won not only the most valuable player, he was the MVP of the All-Star game in venerable Chicago Stadium, and he was Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, you didn't hear me? Let me say it again. Defensive Player of the Year. And oh, by the way, LeBron James has been voted to a few third-team all-defensive teams. You know how many times Michael Jordan was voted all NBA defense first team? 8, 9, 10, 9. First team.
9.
Including the year he won Defensive Player of the Year.
That's right.
Fools. Now, before we go to break, and I welcome Nurse Namastasia, I have a trivia question.
Oh.
And it goes like this. Since we're coming up on Major League Baseball's All-Star Game,
right?
Who's the fella that did this?
And he drives it to deep right. Back goes Murphy, way back, and there it is, the first
Grand Slam of our history. And
Who's
I saw
the fella
that
that did that?
And I saw that game.
I saw it live, baby.
I saw it live. Yep.
From venerable Comiskey Park.
Yep.
The trivia question for the day is, who hit the first and to date only All-Star Grand Slam? Take us to break.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck. You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
It is official SIT Morn, Dr. K. Official SIT Morn on Instagram and on Twitter.
Well, let me send a shout out to my buddy Rob Hip, who is starting his 4th season at KSAM down in Texas, and is the voice, the radio voice of Sam Houston Bearcat football. I love listening to him. He gets me hyped for football. He's one of the announcers that gets me hyped for football weekends, and I'm working on a football client, y'all. I'm working on possibly 2 of them.
Oh, that's near my own stopping grounds.
Yep.
Sam Houston State. Oh, Huntsville, Texas, stand up.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
here's the answer to this trivia question. We know who called it. It was the great Vince Scully.
Vince Scully.
It was the legendary Vince Scully and the legendary Joe Garagiola.
Yeah.
But who's the fellow that supplied the swing that did this?
He out at first, Carew at second, Trio at third. 2 out. And he drives it to deep right. Back goes Murphy, away back, and there it is, the first grand slam in All-Star history.
The first Grand Slam, and to date, the only Grand Slam in All-Star history, was hit by Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn did the deed. And now, Neuro Nurse Namastasia has invaded us. Good morning, Stacy. How are you?
I'm flying high today. Sorry.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's one. I got my one.
You got your one. So Stacy bugged me and said, look, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what to do because like my brain, it's over here, then it's over here, then it's over here. It's all over the place. Well, I decided I'm going to tackle a problem that I thought I beat several times, but I didn't. And that's my battle with caffeine. I mean, Diet Coke kills me. Mountain Dew kill. And Stacy said, you know what? Get off the Diet Mountain Dew. My wife told me the same thing, but how do you do? How can people that struggle with caffeine defeat it? How can they do it?
You want to live more than you want to die?
True.
Wow, now that's a good way of putting it.
You know what?
It's the truth. I mean, I've been a nurse for 27 years and, you know, I'm walking away from Western medicine because they almost killed me. So the more I head down the Eastern path, I'm understanding the things that I enjoyed too much, you know, and everything in moderation. But the things that I really, really enjoyed were killing me. So Diet Coke, man, right now I could go for like white on rice, but I know, no, thank you. It'll make me feel like shit.
Right.
So that's my perspective. That's my perspective.
And you know what? It's a true perspective. Since I've been in this house, I've not had any coffee.
I'm so proud of you. I know how much you struggle.
And I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any either. I mean, raspberry iced tea is what my wife suggested, and that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. And I told you about the liver tea to detox your liver as well, but you probably didn't listen to me with that one.
I need to listen to you.
I
need to. Hey,
where'd you find her, man? I'm liking this.
Listen, she has
a right after him.
Okay. She has a right to pick at me with her experience and Dr. K's experience. I told y'all the story last week of how she and Dr. K met. Dr. K was on her way out the door to go to work, and Stacy heard her, and she just yelled out, "Good morning," and Dr. K responded right back, and they've been joined at the hip since then. Nice. But I've had a horrible problem, and I know many others. I've had a horrible problem with caffeine. I mean, Lord knows.
Yeah.
It's to say addictive would be an understatement. It would be an absolute understatement, and people don't realize caffeine's a drug, and it's very addictive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very addictive.
I don't drink it. I love the smell, though. You put me in a coffee shop and I'm in heaven because it's heavenly, but it tastes like dog shit. And I not that I know what dog shit tastes like, but I would think it is. One time I tested, I'm like, ugh. So I personally cannot drink it, but I love the smell. It does something to me.
The smell is, the smell gets me too.
Yeah.
You know, and I became a card carrying member of Starbucks by complete accident back in 2012.
Right.
Because someone bought me a drink. It was a green tea lemonade, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And they said, you want to become a card carrying member? I said, how is that possible? Yeah, many a green tea lemonade later.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that my drink of choice is now a matcha green tea lemonade because they put some matcha powder in it.
Right.
And that curtails every almost every addiction that I'm fighting right now. I'm more with tea and lemonade than I am with coffee, and thank God for that.
Arnold
But,
Palmer.
huh?
Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
Tea and lemonade. But be careful because the sugar will kill you. Everything's going to kill you. So
Exactly.
pick your battles. Like for me, I said to you, what did I say? You pick Mountain Dew or coffee. Which one? And you're like,
Right.
oh, coffee. So there you go. You did a great job. Don't beat yourself up. Baby
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, and that's the thing, folks. It's baby steps. It has to be baby steps, and I got to learn. I'm relearning that as we go. Baby steps, because I want to dive right in and kill caffeine, and the next thing, you know how all this started. 2018, before I met Dr. K, I said I was not going to drink caffeine anymore. So where do I find myself? Starbucks, right before my birthday. And what am I doing? I'm downing coffee. Which was stupid, drinking coffee after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oops.
Start slow.
Yeah, I have to.
You have to, or you will fail. That coffee that is gonna come after you, and you're gonna lose the battle. Baby, you have to do it slow and baby steps.
And what I do now
for me
is I only get like one a week or every 2 weeks.
There you go. That's awesome. Good job.
I only get one every week or every 2 weeks. I get a small matcha green tea lemonade because I love the energy within that drink. And when I got introduced to it, it was a natural energy boost for me. So that that helps. Sick Diggy with a great comment. Caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, all addictive. All addictive.
Yes, sir.
All the
You're
same.
right.
All the same thing. All addictive.
Yep.
All addictive.
Yep.
And it's tough. It's tough to get rid of it. But if you try and quit cold turkey, like I've done several hundred times over, that will knock you upside the head.
Yeah.
That will knock you upside the head.
Let me point out, not only will you get snapped, in the head a 2x4 multiple times. I did not get my wake-up call until my NDE. I was just like you. I was like drinking. I didn't care. And then I was like, wow, I got it all wrong. So yeah, you will get that wake-up call.
Yeah, I gotta get this right. I owe my wife another 50 years.
Yes, you do.
And I owe her trips to Greensboro, North Carolina, because when the call comes through for UNCG, and it's like I told Cole yesterday, we're not unless my body is like not really strong enough to handle a flight, and we have to drive down there for my meeting and to set everything up. We're getting on a plane.
Hell yeah.
We're getting on a plane and we're flying to Greensboro because
you have to.
I'm gonna make this happen, and I'm gonna make this contract happen. That's our nurse Namastasia, who gives the advice of baby steps to rid yourself of any addiction, and that's a lesson I have to learn. Baby steps. Now I'm probably gonna cheat with a small one today, but it's gonna be a small one. But like I said, I only get it now since I've been here. Here in the new place, I only get it like once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And this is full of water.
And we matchy.
There you go. There it is.
But everything in moderation, Brian. Life is meant to be lived. You know me, my whole laughter is the best medicine. You do what feels good. If you don't feel good, then stop drinking the shit that doesn't make you feel good. The sugar and all that other stuff. That's it.
Yep, and I got to come down and I got to do it. I got to do it with baby steps.
It's all baby support. You got to have support.
Absolutely. I got you. I got Cole. I got my family. I got Dr. K. I got everybody. Nurse Namastasia will join us every week with a health tip. Now, what health tip? We don't know. You'll find out the day that she comes on. You can hear and see her every Wednesday morning. Thank you, my dear. I love you, and thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
All right. God bless you guys. Take care.
Bless you.
She's right, though. Baby steps.
That's
make
the
everything,
best advice.
Make everything work.
That's the best advice.
Yep.
Take those baby steps.
Because I wasn't taking baby steps. I was taking canyon steps.
Yeah.
Trying to. I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to do it now.
It was funny. I back when I think I was in high school. 2020 did this did this test on someone who drank, and I can't believe she actually just did this. She would drink a case of Diet Mountain Dew a day. And so they had a quick cold turkey for a week. By day number day number 2.
She didn't make it.
No, because she had side-splitting headaches.
Been there.
Side-splitting headaches. Had that for day 2, day 3, day 4. She had to eat. She had to drink one.
I will mention that I am going to get me an iced coffee today because I haven't had one in 3 months. I've gone 3 months without iced coffee. And as long as you've known me, you know I had to have one every day. Now I don't.
Yeah.
Now I don't. Like I said, this is full of ice water, and it's going to continue to get full of ice water. And there's a couple other bottles that we use that are going to get full of ice water. Sam Shady in the house with us. I like that.
Sam?
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. He says he's as guilty when we're talking. Listen, folks, I'm going to plug that. Sam, you're going to love me for this. Go check out the Shady Sports Network on YouTube.
Please
if you
do.
haven't subscribed to him already,
please do.
I suggest that you do so. I suggest that you do so because what he offers is a unique set of interviews that are like we do here, that offer unique perspectives. Very unique. And besides, he had a chance to interview a couple of Philadelphia stars, okay? But he's going to be with us, and he's going to be with us every Friday talking football. And speaking of addiction, I got addicted to the CFL. I got to admit that. I got addicted to the CFL. And I also, my first favorite player that was in the CFL, Doug Flutie. Well, actually, I take that back. Warren Moon first.
That's mine.
Warren Moon first.
That's my first favorite player.
And then Doug Flutie took over the Calgary Stampeders and was winning Grey Cups all over the place.
Right.
Now there's a newcomer by the name of Nathan Rourke, who plays with the BC Lions. Early front runner for most outstanding player. And I do stress the word early.
Early.
And where did Nathan Rourke play college ball? University of Ohio. Ohio Bobcats. So yeah, I'm a football addict. I can't help it. I'm a football addict. How many of y'all in the chat are football addicts? Let us. Yeah, show your hands. Show your hands.
Like I love it when it's here and
the Houston Oilers.
Yes.
Not the Houston Texans, the Houston Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
Sam loves the Philadelphia Eagles, and y'all know my team, the San Francisco 49ers. Although this is a 2-team household with me loving the 49ers and my wife loving the Colts. And I got to admit, I love the Colts too. Because baby girl Donna was born at Peyton Manning Hospital.
Oh, well, then it's hard for you to not like the Colts then. Yeah.
Besides, I've seen both RCA Dome and Lucas Oil Stadium in person.
Morning, Andrew.
What's up, Andrew? I actually walked on the field at RCA Dome. Haven't hit the field at Lucas Oil yet for a very good reason. I was in the press box.
Well, there you go.
I was in the press box, and Sam says, watch out for my guy Trey Ford in Edmonton. Interviewed him before the draft. Okay, sick. What'd you do now? Amber Alert was drinking iced coffee at a Starbucks in Brooklyn. And to keep up with the charade, he was drinking at a stand.
If you've seen this gentleman anywhere all across this world, reports the Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. He has not touched a basketball court in over 1 year, and he won't until October. So when you see this man, please report him immediately to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. We will point him in the direction where he so needs and desperately has to be gone. Oh, let's go say something.
Okay. While we're on the subject, will he ever play basketball again? Since Philadelphia's not going to give him $20 million in a grievance.
And good for you, Sixers, for not doing so.
And I hope they continue to laugh at his ass.
I don't think it's either laugh at him too, because that's some ridiculous crap. I don't know.
I mean, the first time, and while Cole tries to explain this, I'm going to try something here. I know I don't have a good virtual background, but I'm going to try it anyway, just to see what happens and see how everything goes. How's that?
She looks pretty good.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Gonna make a few changes as we go along here, but man, Ben Simmons doesn't deserve a cent. A red cent.
No, he does not.
He doesn't deserve a red cent. Let me take this. Let me take this off because it'll slow everything down, and we're doing good right now.
Yeah.
Let me take this off here.
It looks good, but if you had a screen, green screen, it look.
Yeah,
better.
I gotta get a rack for my green screen. It will use up a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use up a lot of power. BGS Ibmore in the house.
What's up, brother?
What's up, BGS? BGS hung out on my last nightly chat. I'm gonna do one again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben Simmons, until you know what the crime's gonna be.
What?
Signing Ben to a supermax.
Oh boy!
And you already know where that's going.
Think about this. If he has a good season next year,
yeah, let's define good. Let's define in Ben Simmons' terms. Let's define good season because he hasn't had one yet. Oh, did I say that?
Wow! Beat me to it. Like if he does 20
let me shout BGS out again because he always shares our morning show, our live morning show.
Thank you
on the channel. Thank you, BGS. I appreciate
you so much.
We got Chris Dietz coming in a little bit, but define good season for Ben Simmons.
Okay,
pro that can't
shoot is a crime.
I love it. A pro that can't shoot is a crime.
BGS, this is for you, my man, because you were on the money with it. You are on the money with that, my man, because Ben Simmons, the fact you can't shoot is a crime.
Damn!
Okay.
It's bad when I can throw a shot, and I've lost 120 pounds in the last year. It's bad, and I'm not a basketball player, nor will I ever be. Baseball was my first love. It's bad when I can throw a shot blindly at the rim and it falls in.
Yeah, basketball was not my first love either, but it'd be bad if I could do the same, and I could, and I have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for him to get supermax money,
Deeds, you wrong for that. I love it. How about if he attempts more than 50 shots? Oh, we got to define the shot though. It's got to be jump shots.
Look,
it's got to be jump shots.
Look, if he scores 20 points and averages 12 assists and pulls down at least, because he's 6'10", he should at least get you 7 boards. If he could do that for you, then yes, I would say he would earn supermax money. But you all are correct. He's allergic to his shot. He's allergic to shooting.
He's allergic to getting better. Can I say that aloud?
Well, yeah, he's allergic to getting better too. Yeah.
He's allergic to getting better. He's allergic. Hell. You ready for this one?
Shoot.
This will prompt that clip from Friday. He's allergic to being a good basketball player. Damn!
Ain't no lie there, though.
He is you can get that ready again. He's allergic to being a better basketball player, period. Damn! Find the lie, because he wasn't that good of a basketball player at LSU. It was a mixtape that got him drafted first overall by Philadelphia, and that process blew up.
Not a mixtape.
A mixtape. One of my buddies sent me a mixtape and said, "This is the next big thing." Yeah, Justin, you lied.
Wow. Oh,
Damn!
Unlike these big time sports talkers, I'm not afraid to call people out that were wrong. If people want to call us out,
please
go right ahead. First of all,
please.
Second of all, find your proof. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot. You don't have any.
Dumbass. Yeah. I'm with that. Please. If we're wrong, call us out. Until then.
Until then, know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Because what we try to do our best in doing is when we see a subject, we try to comb every single aspect of it before we actually speak and open our mouths to say something about it. And we both are man enough to actually say, well, I said this about this topic. Dang, I was wrong.
Yeah. And we've done so.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done so.
Yep.
But these Hart Knights and Irvingologists and Ben Simmons lovers don't want to do that.
No.
They don't want to. They don't want to own up to them being wrong. Oh, what's that word again? Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. And I love this motto from Dietz. Tell me why you're wrong. Ben his constancy. And I love it.
That is one of my favorite mottos in all sports, having that. Like,
tell me why you're wrong.
Tell me why you're wrong.
Tell me why you're wrong. Oh, God. I hate you, Sick Diggy, for this.
I would quote Melvin Riley from Ready for the World. Cole might just start singing.
Don't. Please. All right. BGS says bust when talking about Ben Simmons. You can put a word in front of that. Colossal bust.
Never really mattered to
me.
That you were just too darn old for me.
Here the blank we go again. Cole,
my girl.
No.
And baby, that's all that matters to me. Let me love you down. And if it takes all night, let me love you down.
Should that be the song for broadsexuals?
You'll be so right. It probably should be.
In the immortal words of Bugs Bunny, me and my big fat mouth.
Thank you, Sick. Thank you, Sick.
Once again, me and my big fat mouth. Hour 3 after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
LeBron James is trash as a basketball player.
Wow.
I will say that one more time.
You said it so easily.
I've been saying it for 20 years.
It just came fluidly out of your mouth, like it just flowed like waters of the of a fall, just dropping off a cliff.
Oh, you mean this sentence right here?
Quote.
LeBron James as a basketball player is pure, unadulterated trash and has been for 20 years.
Close quote.
You like that hot take? I got more each and every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Cole Johnson's with me.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right, y'all. Let's make this official.
All right.
Hour 3. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Hour 3 starts.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
First and 10. Luck steps up, fires towards the end zone. One-handed catch! Mo Alley Cox!
This is Snowman in the morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait! Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Man, we got a lot of comments to clean up, and we will do that. And also, Chris Dietz will join us in just a moment. AB Media 83 is in the house with us. Let's go from here. I did say Cole Sports would need a karaoke mic for situations like this. You started it, Sick.
Yes, Sick.
No ball player that can't shoot is hype. Amen, BGS. Amen to that. Does the name James Harden mean anything to you? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God. Ivan Dawkins in on the fun. Dietz will join us in 30 seconds. Ben Simmons was going fine until he got blocked on a layup, and his ego hasn't recovered since. Yep. Truth. No lie there. By the way, Cole, the song I had in mind. You know what, Sick?
I already know.
That was the song I had in mind, too.
I had that in mind, too, but I just wanted to do Let Me Love You Down because I was thinking about brown sexuals. But yes.
There you go. AB Media 83 in the house along with us. Thank you, AB, for your support. Has anyone seen Chet Holmgren in Summer League? No, I want to see him in the fall when it counts.
Oh, but I saw brown sexuals slurp him up. Something awful, though.
Oh, please.
23 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Was this is the
what
next star.
Worse,
I'm like, get out of my face.
And what makes it worse with Bron sexuals? Yes, they beat the Warriors, but it's Summer League. It ain't the NBA World Championship.
Oh gosh.
Okay, not the Bill O'Reilly. Yes, AB Media. I worked Bill O'Reilly into the intro, and yes, shots were fired. Let's fire some more shots right now and welcome Chris Dietz for his Wednesday segment on the program.
What's up, brother?
Dietz.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Man, can't complain, brother.
Man,
how you doing?
No You know what? We're gonna let's make this fun. Let's make this fun. Y'all want a summer of greatness? Usually, when Dietz joins us, He tells me he has one of these. Here we go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
All right, Deets, cook.
I don't really have a bronzexual confession because I've been enjoying the 4th of July rather than dealing with the internet. But I did want to start with something that you asked me last time I was on, Snowman, and I think it was last Thursday.
Okay.
You asked me a question. You asked me why the WNBA doesn't get as much traction as it should.
I sure did.
And I figured out something that we didn't bring up that really is important, and it deals with bronzexuals in this. And so I can circle back to it. But the reason why, and I'm gonna bring up a couple of stories, but the first one, did y'all see what John McEnroe did on CBS the other day?
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
So
heard about it, didn't see it.
I'll set the stage for you because this tells you everything you need to know about people these days. So he was on CBS to promote their Wimbledon coverage, and the host of the show asked him, "What do you think about Serena Williams?" And he responded,
"Not again.
She's the greatest female tennis player right now." And the host lost her damn mind.
Of course.
She said, "Why do you even have to quantify it? Why don't you just call her the best tennis player in the world?" And his comment was so McEnroe, it was perfect. He goes, "Well, she's not Novak Djokovic."
Oof.
and she continued.
Pow! Shots fired.
That is him.
We know McEnroe. McEnroe is the one who's supposed to blow up. The host of this show just blew up and started going nuts on him. And then you'd think like, all right, McEnroe's here to talk Wimbledon. He's gonna calm her down and start talking Wimbledon. No. John McEnroe, calm as can be, just said he doubles down in true Snowman fashion. He doubles down and says, so after her diatribe, after she just rips into him about Serena Williams, he just calmly says, if she were in the men's circuit, she'd be the 700th best player in the world. Just drops the mic.
Like me.
I've heard him say something similar.
That sounds like a double down from me.
I've heard him say something similar even years ago. So this doesn't surprise me.
And BGS fired a shot as well. She's not the best female player in the world anymore. Nope, not after she got upset at Wimbledon
in the first round.
In the first round. Go on, Deeds.
And so this leads me to my point about the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why the WNBA doesn't get any attraction, why they don't get attraction, is because of stuff like this, where it has to be about more than just the basketball game. You have Diana Taurasi out there. Oh, we're out here playing because we play for all women and because we want to get paid like the men, and they have to dress down somebody else to pick somebody else up.
It's sickening.
They can't let the game sit for itself. If the game can't stand for itself, it's never going to grow.
100, bro. 100.
Truth.
Yes.
And that's what this lady was trying to do. She was trying to dress down McEnroe to pick up Serena Williams. Just let that sit. Let McEnroe do what he again. Tell me why you're wrong. That's all you need to. That's the only focus you need to have. Is all right, McEnroe, and you disagree. Whether you agree with McEnroe or not. If he's on your show and he says, "Well, Serena wouldn't be," you say, "Oh, why do you think that, John?" And you let him tell you, and then you say, "Well, John, you're wrong, and here's why." And then you tell him why, and you let all the chips fall where they may. You let the people decide. You don't sit there and undress the dude right on, especially when he's being calm. If McEnroe was going nuts, I could see the escalation.
Right.
But McEnroe just did it so calmly and just fired shots, and I was like, this is how it is. But that's why the WNBA is not getting traction, because the game, they have to sit there and say, well, our game is more fundamental. You let the audience figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't shove that down somebody's throat. If you're being forced to like something or shamed into liking something, most people are gonna go, you know what? I don't need to watch that. And they're not. And they're not.
That describes me and LeBron all damn day long. Because he's been shoved down. To circle back to your point, Chris, he's been shoved down our throat for 21 years.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and you don't.
Am I a fan of the WNBA? Yes, because as a fan, I figured out it was more fundamentally sound. And I've been a fan of women's basketball for 20 years. I have been a fan for 20 years. And this was before I dove in as a broadcaster and started covering it. That's different. But to echo Chris's point, if you got to shove it down our throat, there's a problem.
And there are people out there. There are people out there that love women's basketball and don't love the WNBA. Yeah. I can tell you, case in point, my father is the biggest UConn fan you can find.
Yeah, I was about to say college basketball.
College basketball.
He is the biggest UConn fan you can find. However, if a men's game is on, he'll watch it. However, he has the schedule of the women's team posted. He has things, do not bother me during this time because we're watching the game. Like, they cheer at the TV for the women's game. It's nuts watching my parents watch a UConn women's game.
I believe it.
But he doesn't.
It's the same with Tennessee. For a while, it was the same with USC.
But he doesn't follow the WNBA because they don't market it to them. They don't market it during the women's basketball. Like, you have to take advantage of those moments, and the WNBA doesn't seem to want to.
And that's the problem. Here's BGS's point. Even the women don't like the WNBA. And that's truth. There's no lie there. And BGS poses a great question. How much attention does the WNBA get? And it goes back to Dietz's point. They don't take advantage of marketing opportunities when they come up.
Mm-hmm. And when they do get the attention, it's always with an agenda attached to it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, hey, we're going to show women's basketball because we're promoting Title IX, and we talked about Title IX last week. So
yes, we did.
But it's attached to that. It's attached to equal pay for men's and women's sports, and there's always an agenda attached to why they're talking about about the WNBA. It's never just talking about the game of the WNBA.
Yeah,
talking about the Chicago Sky, talking about how dominant Candace Parker is.
Or talking about how the Sky started slow and now sit on top of the rankings with the best record in the league. Mm-hmm. It's not about the sport. It's not about the games.
Exactly.
And for a while, it never has been about the games. That's what pisses me off.
And if you have to talk about something else in order to talk about your sport, then you're not getting the right promotion. It should just be let the sport tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
It should be.
And
it should
that leads me to why I know Snowman asked me to come on, and the story I sent you before, and I want to start before we get to conference realignment.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about what the ACC is doing, because the ACC is about to destroy itself from the inside.
Yeah.
And they've decided, and we've talked about this for years, Snowman. Ever since a college football playoff was discussed,
yes,
we've talked about how it's going to ruin conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't. Because again,
we were talking about this 5 years ago when I first had you on.
Mm-hmm.
The ACC had a problem, and I told you, I know you have a Wake Forest insider. I really want to know what schools like Wake Forest are thinking after what the ACC did. They've basically said, we're going to scrap divisions, and we're going to take the two best records. We're going to take the two best records, and we're going to play them. Well, why did they do that? I'll tell you the reason they did it, and I'll tell you the reason they give. They give the reason of it's going to promote equality, and it's going to give everybody a chance. They did this to get Clemson in the title game every year.
Every year.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 5 years, Clemson's going to be in the title game.
And Wake Forest won't have a shot.
If they enact this plan, there's no way to keep Clemson out of the title game.
And Wake Forest, who recently participated, teams like Wake Forest and Pittsburgh, who recently participated in the title game, won't have a shot in hell.
And the reason that they did that is because they saw Wake Forest and Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They saw the numbers. The people watching, and they said people aren't watching because people didn't watch our championship game because it was Wake Forest and Pitt, and we didn't have those top tier teams. We didn't have Miami. We didn't have Clemson in there. No, people didn't watch your championship game last year because it was meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because it was Wake Forest and Pittsburgh. It was because the Big 12 title game had Oklahoma State in it, and if they won, they went to the college football playoff.
Right.
The Big 10 championship, Michigan was playing for a spot. The SEC championship, Georgia and Alabama were both playing. And the question was, who's going to get in? Will both teams get in? How is the game going to look? That's why.
No one was talking
about the ACC. The winner wasn't going to the college football playoff. So nobody cared. That's why no one cared. It had nothing to do with the teams involved. It had to do with the fact that your championship wasn't going to add to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And with these new super conferences, it's going to get even worse. It's going to get even worse for the ACC.
There was a story that you sent me, Deets. There was a story that you sent me. Actually, it was a game link that you sent me. 96 Rose Bowl with Northwestern and USC. And I want to touch on this before we talk more college football with Stacy Purcell, who's coming at the bottom of the hour. They actually said before that game that Northwestern's fans would not travel to the Rose Bowl. Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, they say that about everybody. They've said it about everybody else. Cincinnati won't travel. Their teams don't travel. Their fans don't travel. This team doesn't travel. This team doesn't travel. Go watch that 97 Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at how much purple is in the Rose Bowl in California.
It was more than half the stadium.
The fans will travel for their team.
How many vignettes did ABC shoot? And you got to start with Charlton Heston, who was a Northwestern graduate. How many vignettes did they shoot before they even got to the intro with Keith Jackson? touting the Northwestern Wildcats. Now, they had to do the same to tout USC because USC was their opponent, but come on. It was all purple that day. From the broadcast to the fans, I'm willing to bet you 70% of that stadium was full of purple. Of those 100,000 fans that were there.
And every time Northwestern had the ball, you could hear it in the crowd. You could hear it in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You knew when Northwestern had the ball because the crowd was going nuts when they were driving down the field.
And they were into it. You know, BGS Itmore, 80 degrees in January. People will travel. You best believe they will.
Especially from Chicago.
You best believe they will. They want to get out of Chicago and go enjoy California where they're in. Oh, there's a bonus. The Northwestern Wildcats are participating. So you can't tell me teams like that have been downtrodden for the longest time will not travel. The 96 Rose Bowl.
I found that game because I was looking for a Keith Jackson moment during that game, and I was sure there would be one. And there really was. There really wasn't. The game was played so well. There wasn't a huge play. And even though that game was back and forth, it wasn't a game of like, all right, Darnell Autry goes for 80 yards or, there's a large touchdown pass.
Let me pick it apart. I'll find you a couple Keith Jackson moments from that game.
I'm sure there are.
Let me pick it apart.
I was just searching for it, and then all of a sudden I found the entire game, and of course I get lost in, let me just watch this, and I end up watching the entire game again.
Same here.
That's how that came to be.
You can't tell me.
But the first thing I noticed, that was the first thing I noticed, and it was the first thing I told you was, look how much purple is in the stands.
Mm-hmm. Look how much red was in the stands at University Arena in Albuquerque, New Mexico back in 1983. And of course, I'm talking about the Final Four with the Houston Cougars. How popular was Phi Slamma Jamma at the time? And they won't travel?
Right.
Get out of here.
And they say that about everybody. I mean, they say that. They always say that. They always use that as their excuse. Oh, well, these small teams, they don't travel. No, everyone travels. Everyone's able to pack the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So
why do they keep leaning on that excuse, though? Let me get your thoughts on that. Why do they keep leaning on that excuse?
Because it's about money. Mm-hmm. It's all about getting money, and the big schools will spend the big Northwestern is not going to spend the money on their football on their not that they don't spend the money on football. They're not going to promote their football team with money behind it because they're sending money to all different parts of their university.
Right.
Meanwhile, teams like USC are just spending money on football because that's all they have. UCLA, that's all they had. UCLA has football. They had basketball, and their basketball program has basically driven itself off a cliff.
Yep.
And they have women's softball, and that's why UCLA making this move makes absolutely no sense to me.
Well, the only reason why they're making the move is because they're tied at the hip to USC.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why they're making the move.
Because they didn't want an A&M. They didn't want an A&M Texas situation where they just stop playing, which makes no sense because Florida and Florida State have played for how many years and they don't play in the same. They're not in the same.
They never belong to the same conference.
It doesn't make a difference.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Like that whole the A&M and Texas canceling their rivalry was an absolute joke because there was no reason for it. I know Texas got mad that Texas A&M went to the SEC, but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You play them every year, and you show them by beating them down.
That's what Arkansas did to Texas. Because remember, Texas and Arkansas were in the Southwest Conference.
And that was a decent rivalry, not along the lines of A&M in Texas, but when Texas and Arkansas got together, that was a good rivalry. And then when they left and went to the SEC, Texas was like, forget it. But now it looks like since they need to have that SEC rub, they decided they need to have Arkansas join the fold. And then after they signed that contract, they're like, you know what? They turned to Oklahoma and said, you know something? This Big 12 crap is getting old. Why don't we go to the SEC and join them? Because we'll get more money that way. Yeah, let's do that.
Why don't we go to the SEC where we can finish 5th or 6th? You know, when they open this college football playoff up, why don't we go to the SEC where we can finish 5th and 6th
in our division,
and maybe even have a shot at the playoff?
Yeah,
where we could win the Big 12 and still not get in.
Yeah,
I mean, you had this in the initial playoff when TCU went undefeated and still didn't get in the playoff.
Yep,
and didn't get a sniff. Yeah,
yep. TCU, Boise State played two undefeated teams play each other. You know, and neither one of them got a sniff of the playoff.
But this back to the point of Clemson of what the ACC did. The ACC looked at a situation, got it completely wrong, and overreacted to that situation. And now, I'm telling you right now, this is going to end in a disaster.
It is.
Because no one's going to want to play in the It's going to be Clemson against and we'll have a rotating cast of characters. And I'm sure you'll get Miami one year. You'll get Louisville here and there. You'll
get who they want? Notre Dame.
Oh, of course they want Notre Dame.
They want Notre Dame.
Program makes the most money.
But Notre Dame's never joining the ACC.
And they
never no.
And they should.
No.
Yeah, and they shouldn't, simply because they make enough money being their own independent sales in football.
Last year is proof. Last year is proof that Notre Dame will never join a conference until they are forced to.
I was going to say, if there was any time that they would probably choose to join a conference, the pandemic year and the year after would have been proof, and I agree with you.
Well, they did join. They did join for the pandemic. Why? Because they had to. Because if they weren't in a conference, they weren't allowed to play. So they joined the ACC for a year, and they went to the ACC championship game.
Go figure.
But
go.
But last year, if you look up who made the most money from television, it's Notre Dame.
By two country miles. And Diggy just pointed this out. The money's in the broadcasting deals. That's what sets Notre Dame apart. That's what started all of these college networks.
That's a good point, because that's what Texas wanted to do, and they created their own network because
the Longhorn Sports Network.
Yep.
And
that's a very good point.
And now they're in the SEC because the Longhorn Network is a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unmitigated disaster.
It's okay. 30 minutes after the hour, Chris, we got to let you go. We got Stacy Purcell coming, but I got a present for you, Deeds.
All right.
I just happened to find.
Now we can finally play the game. Look at that.
A little Keith Jackson for you.
The best college football voice
there you
of
go.
all time. The best college football voice of all time.
And
there's a penalty flag thrown, and I think it's against Miami. But loyalty of college football is in assembly.
that was from the Cotton Bowl. That was from that. I know Cole. I know you're from Texas. I know you remember that Cotton Bowl game.
Yes, I do.
I do. One of the most disgusting displays of greatness you'll ever see.
I figured that would get you pumped up for this coming college football season. I have the intro in mind that I want to use, including the song, but you will hear parts of that for Chris Deitch's college football intro. Thank you, Deitch. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, man.
Outstanding, guys. And tomorrow night, Fifth Down Sports Show. Check us out. We're on Facebook, so check out our Facebook. We're on Blog Talk Radio. We'll be going tomorrow, and we'll be getting back to the Summer of Greatness. We took a couple weeks off to retool it, but we're gonna get back to it this week, and we're gonna start doing two-a-days as we get down here. So we're gonna start doing 2 tournaments a night, so that we can catch up and we can get into our college football breakdown starting in August. So.
Cannot wait. Thank you, Deitch. Love you, brother. Thank you.
All right, guys.
See you, brother.
Have a good one.
You too, bro.
Chris Deitch joining us here, and now we bring Stacy Purcell in to talk SEC football, and in particular the Kentucky Wildcats. Good morning, Stace.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing good. Now we went through what people can expect from the tailgating and everything. This morning I want to talk offense. Who's the leading candidate for quarterback for Kentucky, and what does he bring to the table?
Will Levis. Right now, this is CBS Sports talking, so just take it with a small grain of salt. But they've got him projected as the #1 draft pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Like
really?
I said, I mean, he's 6'3", 222. He's got the arm of a cannon. I mean, his eating habits, y'all may not have heard, they're weird. I mean, he eats bananas with the peels on. He drinks coffee with the mayonnaise. If that's not toughness, I don't know what is. I mean, right. I mean, he transferred from Penn State last year, and he has brought Kentucky football to the forefront. So the quarterback position is definitely taken care of.
Well, Will Levis is expected to be the leader of this offense. You know, one thing I talk about a lot is the offensive line. Mm-hmm. And the offensive line is going to be so important for Kentucky. How is that shaping up?
Well, last year we had this upcoming season we actually had 3 starters to leave. Fortner, Kennard, and the main one was Wan'Dale Robinson. He was our running back. And that's a big hit right there. But our offensive line with Fortner and Kennard, we took a hit with that. They've been drafted. So we're just kind of a wait and see with the offensive line. But the running back position is what we're really concerned with, because we do have I'm sorry. We have
right.
I know, right? I'm so forgetful. Chris Rodriguez. There it is. Chris Rodriguez, he is a returning running back. However, he has been in trouble recently with the DUI. He pleaded guilty yesterday to it. But we do have I swear, I am so sorry. My mind is just all over the place.
It's all right.
But we do have, let's see. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Take your time.
Okay, wait a minute. Chris Rodriguez is out with the DUI, which he probably will be serving a suspension. I'm sorry. I know who I'm thinking of. Kavasier Smoke. My favorite name out of the team is Kavasier Smoke. He'll be a big help. And also, we also have 2 transfers to come in. One is Tavion Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is Javon Baker. Now, for them to choose Kentucky over Alabama, that speaks volumes right there.
That's huge.
It's very huge. And also with our offense, actually, it's something you have something in common with Kentucky football and their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Their offensive coordinator, do you know who he is now? Because Liam Cohen, who used to be our offensive coordinator, went back to the Los Angeles Rams. Do you know who our new offensive coordinator is now?
I don't. Who is it?
The former offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, Rich Sangello. Yes, he's now our offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I like that. I like the name Cavassier Smoke.
I know, right? I love that name.
I like that. I like that name. How about the receiving core? Who's going to lead the receiving core for Kentucky?
Well, it's pretty much a toss-up right now. I think it's going to be Tavion. I think Tavion's going to be our go-to guy.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But we also have his name is Barrion Brown. I think Barrion Brown. He has a strong comparison to our former Kentucky player Lynn Bowden, who was our wide receiver a couple years ago. But when we had our quarterbacks to get hurt, he actually stepped in as quarterback and took us to the Music Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Barrion Brown and Tavion Robinson are going to be the two go-tos for our wide receivers.
Is DeMarcus Harris going to see any time on the field?
I think he will. But, I mean, right now it's like I saw the spring practice game, and, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's about Tavion. I think Tavion is going to be a go-to as well, as well as Javon Baker. Because, I mean, Javon Baker, I've seen him, and, I mean, he is just, like, major speed. He's tall. He's got a great skill set. And so I'm looking forward to watching them too.
I'm looking forward to watching Kentucky as well. That's a breakdown of the Kentucky Wildcats offense. Mark Stoops is the head coach, but you heard the running back's name. Cavassier Smoke is the man you need to look out for, and Will Levis at the quarterback position. Those are going to be two of your big spots. Two of the big spots that Kentucky will feature this year. That's Stacy Purcell. This is Big Blue Happenings. Believe me, we're going to get more in depth as time goes on, especially when we build up to the start of the season, which is now 69 days away. Can't wait for it. Stacy, thanks for coming on, my dear. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and sorry about the mix-ups, but I'm like heavily medicated. I've just had surgery. I had carpal tunnel surgery, so I'm heavily medicated. So I do apologize. I will do better next time.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
And with that, we're going to close up shop, folks, and want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Cole had to step away to a meeting. So as I said, we're going to close up shop, but I want y'all to do something for me. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. We're out of here.
Thank you for tuning in to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts.